What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Sports Talk 49. Always here for you every week to talk about recaps, my reels, my perspectives, tape talk, all those things. I try to give you what I think about certain things. But right now, we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about the recap of the Thursday night game of the Falcons Bucs. Yeah, I waited a little while, but this is the normal days I do it. So I just wanted to keep that rhythm going. But first and foremost, let me just say with the hurricane coming, you guys that are worried about the storms and everything, do what you need to do that's best for your family. Pay attention to your evacuation zones, things like that. Most of you that know me personally know I'm a Carolinian, so we're used to hurricanes and dealing with them and things like that. A lot of people never had to deal with such a storm and things like that. So do what's best for you and your family and make sure you're able to get to resources. Make sure you put your vehicle, if you can get it in a parking garage or put it someplace safe and then Uber back to wherever you got. You got a whole nother day to get your things right. Those for the essential workers and first responders and stuff. Best of luck to everybody and stay safe out there protecting your communities and your city, because that's what the call of duty asked for. That's what you gave your oath for, to do those things. With that being said, let's talk on something more funner, but not really funner, for particular for me. Bucs lose to the Falcons 36-30 in overtime. Kirk Cousins, do you like that? Got us for 500 yards. Offense was firing all cylinders. Crucial penalties, crucial non-moving the chains on certain downs. Killed them in this game in the critical situations, a fumble by Bucky Irving and things like that. And I'll take a quote from Peter Blake where I saw the Kim share one of it. Bro, y'all got to chill out with trying to blame somebody every single week. I don't see that energy reciprocated when it's a win. Like, you guys put so much negative energy out when it's a loss, more than when it's a win. And that's why I post those videos of the stadium when it's pitch quiet, when you win a big game. That's why I post that stuff. So a lot of you, and that's not, and when people are like that, like Peter said, yeah, get a damn life. A lot of that is you. It has nothing to do with the team. That's that person, that individual personally. I myself, I get in arguments and conversations with people online, arguing about such situations. Like a guy was talking about Todd Bowles basically handicapping Liam on what play calls he wants to call and things like that. I'm like, do you have any proof of that? You don't. All your excuses. Well, he's the head coach. You can say that. Yeah, he lets him do his job. That's what he does. He lets him do his job. So what you're telling me, so you make it clear on what your narrative is from the jump. So when there's good plays and everything being aggressive, that's not Todd Bowles. But when it's play conservative, try to plan for the win, don't turn the ball over, that's Bowles. Well, you don't have any idea which is either. It could have been polar opposites. So you just find reasons to bitch and complain about something, and you have zero evidence of it, any of it being true. And then you got people that follow right behind you on social media. That's why I say I got to stay off of it. Because there's a lot of people who just don't understand the game of football. They really just don't. They're just Madden kings, and that's all they will be. But I'm a fair man. Like I said, defense, you ain't off the hook in this one. I always use my formula every single week. If you hold the team under 21.8 points a game and you go over 21.8 points per game, you win. This week you scored over that. This week their opponent scored over, and it resulted in a loss. So my theory still stands true. So they're currently 3-2. In the two games you lost, you allowed your opponent to score over 21.8 points a game. They will bounce back. Injuries are rough. It's rough right now with injuries to safety, corners, offensive line, defensive line, linebacker. You literally got injuries all over the place. And for the fact that Todd Bowles had that defense competitive like that and still able to get wins, it would have been nice to get that win and then come into get a long 10 days off and come back and play New Orleans on the road, but it's not going to work that way. You're going to have to take the L, and you're going to have to go to New Orleans and play who's playing the Chiefs on Monday. and they're trying to win because they're sitting 500 right now, I believe, or so they're going to try to get a win. So with that being said, you're also going to hear from James Cannida and SeDoris, Mike SeDoris, and see what they got to say. As a matter of fact, let me go right to them. Let me start with Mike first. Mike hasn't been on here a while, and then I'll roll in with James. I have not seen it yet, so everything I say is reactionary.
It's on the game. I'll give it to you as quick as I can. I'm actually driving home from work, so I do apologize. Bucs defense, linebacker core was exposed. KJ Britt cannot cover. No lateral quickness. He is definitely a liability in pass coverage. Bucs need to find an answer soon. I don't think Servassier is coming back anytime near future. You might see the Bucs look into free agency, but I don't know what's out there. I don't know how long the transition will be for him to learn the defense. You got a guy that's in Philadelphia that isn't seeing much playing time, that knows the Todd Bowles scheme, that knows how the Bucs blitzes are working, knows how the coverage is working. Wouldn't it be a hard transition to bring Devin White back to Tampa? I know that's not a popular opinion. I know that's not what a lot of people want. But quite frankly, I think that's what the Bucs need right now. They need someone that has the experience, has the knowledge, and has the ability to run sideline to sideline. Bucs defense, terrible grade from me. I mean, anytime you give up 500 yards total passing, not even total offense. Kirk Cousins went 250 in each half. That has not been done in the Super Bowl era until Kirk did it. You like that? God, I hate that. Anyway, let's go on. Let's move on to the Bucs offense. What happened in the second half? What happened to the passing attack that we saw in the first half? Why is there only one completion to Mike Evans in the whole second half? Why did we get so conservative? There's so many questions that need answered, and we ain't going to get them right now. Can the Bucs offense be dominant? Absolutely. Do they get away with this loss without any blame? Absolutely not. There has to be some sort of balance going forward. You come out and you torch that Atlanta Falcon defense in the first half, and then in the second half.
Second half they lay an egg. Second half they lay an egg. I'll steal the words right out of SeDoris' mouth, Mike's mouth. That's kind of what happened. They really didn't score a whole lot of points in the second half. Came out lighting it up. You wanted a fast start. You got it. Atlanta start with a fast start. But a lot of that was just what he said. The middle of the field got ate up. KJ Britt, oh my God, it was just frustrating to watch. He's just staring at Kirk Cousins, and they're just anticipating the throw right over his head because he's flat-footed. And when you're flat-footed, you can't get back and get under routes. You just can't. And you guys got so much on Devin White for the very same thing, and he's not going sideline to sideline like Devin White. But much of you was trying to sell people wolf tickets last year to make it seem like KJ Britt was playing a lot better than what he really was. No, he wasn't. You just didn't like Devin White because he wanted to get paid. That's all it was. Then you made up all these narratives about didn't want to do this and wanted that. The guy loves his teammates. Regardless of if you hate him or not, he loves his teammates and they love him. People don't have that kind of relationship if they're this monster that media and some of you make him out to be. But believe what you want to believe. KJ Britt ain't it. Sorry. Servassier Dennis, you got to get back healthy, bud. They need you, man. Levante David came up with a nice interception, thought it would be enough. Offense squandered it away. They didn't do much with it. Man, it was just frustrating to watch that game and just opportunities getting blown away. Let's see what James Cannida's got to say because I want to tap in on that as well.
What's up, Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans? It's former Buccaneers defensive tackle James Cannida, and you're catching me here with my man Blake Anthony on Sports Talk 49. My reactions to this Tampa Bay Atlanta Falcons game is I went into the week before Thursday, gave my predictions, and I was a little wrong. I said the Buccaneers were going to win by a score of 27-14, and the outcome of this game was just crazy. If you're a football fan, this was a great game because there was a lot of offensive points scored on both sides of the ball. But when you take a deeper dive and look into it, some of the injuries that we had on defense finally showed and came to light because I will say this. I am not a Kirk Cousins fan at all, and I've talked bad about the man for a long time. And for him to go 42 of 58, 509 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, just to throw the ball that many times lets you know how banged up and beat up our secondary was. And we are know Antoine Winfield Jr. was out the game. And then Whitehead getting hurt and not playing later on in the second half was big. And for the Falcons, they were able to take advantage of that. When you look at it, you see the full box score and how things were done. I mean, Drake London, 12 receptions, 154 yards, and 1 touchdown. And we'll say this, Baker Mayfield didn't play bad. Wasn't big stats, but the plays struck fast, short field, got touchdowns when they needed to. And I wanted to almost make an excuse. The Bucky Irvin fumble was a face mask, and it was blatant and clear as day and should have been called. But at the end of the day, some of the things that Blake and I spoke on in the preseason showed being able to get to the quarterback, being able to get a pass rush, being able to make things happen, to slow a quarterback down. I don't care who you are, when you give someone that much time to throw the ball and make things happen, it's going to be horrific. I hate that we had to lose a division game, but at the end of the day, we get to see the Falcons again. We get a little bit of rest between now and taking on the Saints next week, which is going to be key because we have got to start bouncing back from some of these injuries that we have and get guys healthy and on the field. But you look at this stat line, we did have 4 sacks in this game, but it's still not enough on 58 attempts that Kirk Cousins had. Logan Hall had 2 sacks, Vita Vea had 1, and Anthony Nelson had 1. But to be on the field and at pass rush situation, as long as we're going to have to get it better. Zion McCollum still played good. I love this man and how he plays. But just reflecting on the game in a whole, I think it was the right game plan. Both teams went in, executed their game plans, and just the Falcons made more plays and had more key plays from players that we didn't think could get it done, that hadn't gotten it done yet this year. So we won't go into panic mode. It is a division game. We're still tied for first place with the Falcons. Get to see them one more time. And as long as we take care of business everywhere else this year, we'll be fine, I believe. As always, shout out to my man, Blake Anthony. Thank you for letting me stop by to give you my 2 cents of what I think happened in this contest. Never fear, big game is here. Anyway, man, y'all can follow me, BGSE Network. It's your man, Big Game James, former Buccaneers defensive tackle kicking it here on Sports Talk 49 with Blake Anthony.
I always love James giving his perspectives on the game and stuff like that. I always say that, but it's always fun to hear the way a player sees the game, defensive player looking at the offense or defensive player looking at the defense, and give your opinions on that game. That's why it's fun. SeDoris played ball. Of course, James played on pro level. And it's just fun to hear those guys, the way they see the game. And James hit a lot of it on the head. They just made more plays than we did. Sometimes you're not going to stop everybody. You just got to make one more play than somebody else to win a game. It was one of those games. I know everybody wants to be on the Fire Todd Bowles train for, like I said, for whatever reason that is, whatever narrative you have. It's had nothing but success as being a head coach here in Tampa Bay. A guy wanted to argue about his record. I'm like, but he's won the division. He's won a playoff game. Won the division multiple times, won a playoff game, and did it when nobody else thought they were going to do anything with the team. But you got to find something that makes him bad, right? I mean, like I said, that's why I said that earlier. I said it's not what the team's doing. It's the individual. The individual has issues. Whoever the individual is has issues within themselves or why they hate Todd Bowles or hate certain things about the team. And because right now your team's not in bad shape. You lost a game you never had a chance in with Denver. And then you lost a game that you should have won in Atlanta. You also won a game that nobody predicted you to win. It was against Detroit, also banged up and everything. So, I mean, that's just the game of football. You just got to keep winning and finding ways to win and try to keep your guys as healthy as possible and make acquisitions when you can. He mentioned Devin White coming back. It's a possibility. Because KJ Britt ain't it, man. Not no pass coverage. Even in runs, he gets blocked sometimes. Made stupid penalties. He goes in with reckless abandon, hitting his own players in the back, getting them injured. I was just seeing too many things. It was just one thing after another. And I personally like the kid, but teams are going to target it. The Saints are going to do the same exact thing the Falcons do. Trust and believe that. They're going to do the same damn thing. And you really going to trust KJ Britt trying to cover Alvin Kamara in the flats? Juwan Johnson? Hell no. But that's what's going to happen if you put him back out there. And you're going to be like, oh, man, the defense, oh, man. I'm like, well, what happened to KJ Britt? I thought he was that dude. According to some of you experts. Yeah, man, the defense is bad. They only have a premier pass rusher. You didn't have Vita Vea for certain weeks. But yet he still finds ways to hold people down. Now, granted, they get 500 yards passing, but they achieved their goal was under 100 yards rushing. So the offense has to find some way to move the ball. Unfortunately, it was Dean does got to step it up. I defend Dean a lot. I can't, man. Dude, you got to do something. I don't know why you always scared to get beat over top. I don't know if you've lost a step. I don't know if you're hurting a little bit. I don't know what it is, but he's not as aggressive as what he wants to be. He was never like a big, tough corner. He's just a big, lanky, fast guy. And that was his game. Zion McCollum has been everything less than a nut stellar, everything above not being stellar. The guy's come out there, showed up, looks like he pays attention to tape, understands route concepts. It's the nature of the NFL. Everybody gets all upset. Oh, man, he made a catch, man. Yeah, like the league is geared towards offenses. If you not making catches, it's a problem. It's just you can't be giving up stuff all the time, big play after big play. He wants to catch a 3-yard pass and you tackle him and he gave 4. So what? Got to get stops on third downs. Get him to turn the ball over, punt the ball. That's part of the game. What do you want to give up in certain coverages and stuff like that? And that's just an argument I just don't want to have with people that just don't understand the game. But that's why I try to get on here and educate people, because some people just don't understand. You're not going to play man press coverage all game long. You damn sure ain't going to do it with no edge rusher that can get to the quarterback on time, because if you play that, you're going to be getting smoked left and right trying to cover a guy 6 to 8 seconds. It's not going to happen. It's not. It's not Madden. Madden, you can get away with that crap. That ain't going to happen in real life. But that's what I got on the game. I appreciate James. I appreciate Mike jumping on, giving a perspective. I love doing this every week, getting somebody on here different. If you got something going on after the game, ask me for my email and you want to give your perspective on it, I'll be gladly play it. You don't have to agree with me. I love debates. I think people today just get so butthurt when you disagree with somebody. They think you're like coming at them personally. Like, no, I mean, sometimes I do come off a little aggressive the way I say it, but I'm just passionate of what I'm talking about. I don't hate you at all. I don't. I really don't. I don't hate you at all. I get caught in the moment, but I come back to reality. I'm like, all right, man, that's the way he thinks. That's the way he feels. But I'll disengage from a conversation, but I show you what something really is. You know that what I'm telling you is legitimate, but still you choose to believe that, then I just exit from the conversation, because at that point, you got a narrative-driven whatever it is, and it's never going to change it. But that's all I got. I appreciate you guys always checking me out. SportsTalk49. I always look for my perspectives and all that stuff all around. Appreciate you guys always following me for years and years. And I just keep building that content and stuff like that till something changes. And we end this as we always do. You give the master everything. What you do with your life, what you do with is entirely up to you. Thank you guys. God bless. And as always, fire those cannons. Peace.